Hi, everybody. So how's everyone doing today?
2 thumbs up.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. Welcome, everyone, and those of you watching at home. This is Gladiators Friday Live, where we just sort of hang out and sometimes we talk about some specific stuff. Sometimes we talk about our work with clients. Sometimes I will tell you that the topic of perimenopause, as always, is top of mind for me today as I am experiencing some of the St. Louis humidity. But before we get into all of that, I want to welcome everyone and give folks a chance to introduce themselves. I know that if you've been here before, you've probably met me briefly. I'm Sarah Howard. I work with Gladiator. And I also sort of do some of my own stuff on the side, partner with Gladiator sometimes. Rachel D'Souza, founder of Gladiator, who has hosted a few of these thus far. And Amy Bossy also has hosted a few, but then we've got a couple of newcomers. Nava and Demetria, do you guys want to say a quick hello? Tell folks what you do.
I'll let Nava go first.
I'm Nava Cantor. Great to be with y'all. Happy to be this is my first live ever of any kind. Very exciting. I have been with Gladiator for about 2 years exactly. And I lead a lot of our strategic planning work and organizational development and board training work. And I'm excited to be here with y'all.
Yay. And I clearly didn't get the fill out your name memo. So my name is Demetria in the box. I'm Demetria Lightfoot, she, her pronouns. I work with Rachel and team at Gladiator amongst many other hustles in this world. Helping them do
all the hustles. For those of you who don't know, Demetria does approximately 18 jobs and is a mom, and somehow manages to look more fabulous than any other human being I know every single day.
But definitely taking a note from Sarah, and I'm bringing a red lip next time I come on here.
This is the only thing I've got, folks, is a red lip.
Do you know, y'all, that my daughter calls Sarah my mom's friend that looks like Taylor Swift because of the red lip in her profile picture on my phone. Yeah. And so anytime I'm talking about Sarah, Amelia is like, "Oh, is that your friend that looks like Taylor Swift?" And I'm like, "Yes,
truly the only human being who has ever made that kind of connection to me in the past.
Yeah, but we don't tell Amelia that she's wrong. We just accept what she says.
There is no telling Amelia that she's wrong. Nope. I will take the W's wherever I can get them. So does everybody have their beverage? Excellent. What are we drinking today, ladies?
Well, as we're discussing today is our last Friday Live before the team goes on sabbatical. It's also Friday the 13th, and I feel like we need some celebratory juju. So I have tiny margarita again. Ooh, yes, tiny Friday margarita.
I was out running errands and I had a massage, so I'm feeling good, but trying to stay hydrated. So I'm still on my green tea. Oh, I heard that. Chris.
Yeah, it popped. It's open, y'all.
Crack it open. I'm drinking horchata because I had lunch before this and I tried a different something and I like it, but I got a horchata and I always love those.
That sounds so good. I have a ginger lime soda today.
Yum.
Is it soda or sparkling water?
It's prebiotic soda.
Oh,
my fridge. Newfangled, multifunctional drink.
Yes.
Basically, there are so many gladiators on this call. We need to put the probiotics conversation and the perimenopause conversation. So maybe there's a whole we talk about middle-aged bodies.
I'm here for all of that.
apricots. Who knew?
They're just making shit up now, you guys.
The more you know.
So I am trying something new. This is cold coffee plus lemonade. I was inspired to get this by, I don't know if anybody has had like the iced coffee, like citric lemon. It's like an Italian thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They, for those of you who are in St. Louis, they make it at, they make one at Union Loafers, and it is divine. They also make one at that little coffee shop that's near, it's on South Kings Highway in that little cool little stretch. I can't remember the name of it. I'm terrible. Again, is it perimenopause? Is it
brain fog?
Who knows? Well, so I haven't tried this. I'm going to take a quick sip. That's all right. A little too sweet. My daughter, she makes fun of me because anytime I try something, I'm like, it's a little too sweet for me. And she's like, oh, is it a little too sweet for you? It's a little too sweet for you? Really?
Wait, do you tell her that she's wrong? And if so, what happens? Or is that another episode of how we
cannot open that particular can of worms
engage with our youth?
Not today,
all right.
Satan.
All right.
Okay.
Parenting
before we get started. Sorry, let's level set. This is what happens when you get
all of us on a call. Yeah.
Yes. Or critical mass, at least.
Yeah.
Let's start, as we do with all of our gatherings, with a little bit of a check-in, because we're going to be talking about our sabbatical and escape. I wanted to do a little bit of a pseudo vacation theme. Now, I am not asking you to tell us which of these is like actually in your sabbatical plan, which we'll explain in a minute, folks. This is really like, okay, what's the vibe you're looking for if you could like get away right now? What's the vibe you're looking for? Nava, I want you to go first. You're looking real intensely. Feel free to interpret these as you will too.
If I was getting away right now, I have to say I'm really drawn to that middle one for the Zen vibes and the water and the like mindful movement situation that's happening. I think I could really benefit from all of those.
I'm not going to lie, Nava. I totally was thinking of you when I put that one in. Amy, what about
6? I just want to take naps.
On the beach.
That's legit.
Oh, wait, no, 6. Sorry.
6 is in bed.
In bed, sorry. My eyesight is terrible. Rachel.
Yeah. So my like Gemini heart, it's Gemini season. I have to pick 2. So what I would like to do 7 at 8 is what I would like.
Yep. Demetria.
I'm like a altered 5 with a splash of 4 and a swim up bar. Yeah, that's, and like, you know, I don't know, like some trap music or some like house music, some 90s pop, 90s hip hop. Yeah, maybe even some reggae, but I don't want to do the Zen part. I'll leave that to Nava. I just want to swim up to the bar.
Drink all day, dance all night.
Yes.
I am tired just thinking about it.
Coco says she's coming with me.
What's that?
Coco's coming with me.
Excellent. So I am probably mostly 3 in order to do 1. 3, like sometimes I just want to run away, you know? And like this week in particular has been one of those moments where I'm like, I just want to run away. And for me, whenever I'm feeling sort of unbalanced or dysregulated or whatever, being in nature, being in the woods in particular is my happy space. If in my mind's eye, there is like a little babbling stream right next to that hiker who I am identifying with. So I'm going to manifest it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit on this Friday Live. I was not sure yesterday all day long whether it was Thursday or not, even though I was wearing my Thursday shirt. But today I am not messing around. It is Friday. Yay.
All day. It's Friday all day.
All goddamn day. So I'm pretty new to the Gladiator family. And so this is kind of my first experience with an organization that does a summer sabbatical. So Rachel, why don't you explain, like, what the heck is this? Why are we doing it? How?
Yeah, great. So some years ago, maybe in 2019, 2020, 2021, time is irrelevant. I don't know. But back then, as Gladiator was a growing organization and beginning to think about expanding beyond, working as a network of independent contractors and sort of moving into having employees, wanted to figure out, benefits and things like that. And so as I hired staff, decided that the policy for us would be that we had unlimited paid vacation, and that people could make decisions about how they wanted to, take time away from their paid work to do whatever they wanted to in their lives. And what I learned very quickly is that when you give folks unlimited paid vacation, they don't actually use it, or they don't actually use it in a way, in the way that I had intended, which was to sort of be nurturing, an opportunity to feel some restoration, or to relax, or to have a moment to tend to other, things in your life. And so I was really grappling with how to create permission, how to create a practice of confidently being able to step away from paid work and know that, when we do that, we're not, creating a mess that we have to come back to. And around the same time, my former boss, back before Gladiator Consulting, her name's Rhonda Broussard. She founded a nonprofit organization in Louisiana called Beloved Community. She wrote an article that I believe was picked up by the New York Times, about the fact that her organization, which is a equity, inclusion, and belonging organization, had made the decision to take a sabbatical in February, which in the United States is Black History Month. And one of the reasons that they decided to do that is because a lot of organizations would come to them specifically to do equity work in February. And equity work is a year-round thing. And so they started this, I think, with their organization back in 2020 or 2021 to say, look, we will absolutely do this work for you, but we are taking the 4 weeks of February to fill our cup, to step away from our paid work. And they shut down his entire organization, still, compensate their staff accordingly, but took that time off because they really wanted to center the people who were doing the labor and didn't want to ask people to do performative labor during Black History Month. And so that really got me thinking, as an organization founded by a working parent, that summertime is really an opportunity for us to take a step back, to lean into some of the flexibility that youth in our community need, and maybe get to be the kind of, fun parent that I didn't have available to me, right, during the summer. So we tested a sabbatical, I think a 2-week paid time off. So it started out as like the last week of June and the first week of July, and did all this prep work to work with the team and to schedule things a certain way and get out all this client communication. And we were so worried about what would happen. And as it turns out, our decision to take that kind of restorative time away did not result in a loss of clients, but actually in creating permission for other people to consider what that looks like for their own organization.
Wow. talk about the butterfly effect.
Mhm.
Although one might argue a little bit more instantaneous than that theory. So how many gladiators have experienced this before? Amy, Nava, Dimitri, have you guys gone through this? So talk about what it's like. Like, how do you, had you ever experienced something like this in a prior job?
I've been here since the first one, and it's amazing how many people just think, oh my gosh, we could never do that. We would never do that. And the first time that we prepared to do it, we had a lot of anxiety and thought there's so much to do before we go on sabbatical, to be prepared for sabbatical. And it's scary to step away and not check emails and not go to meetings. But then once you're in it, it's so fulfilling to do and to actually be in and then come back from. And you're just like, wow, I didn't know how much I needed that until I actually went through it. And it can be done. And like Rachel said, the clients we experienced it with, they felt better too. And they were able to take that to their superiors and their organizations and say, hey, you know what? This is a thing. And this is a thing that we need. And it works. And this is how it can work. And we've helped other organizations do it. And now it's just like an expected thing for me. And it helps me better prepare when I do have planned vacations to say, okay, these are the things I need to do so that I can go on vacation and not spend my vacation worrying about what's going on at work, or not take my computer with me and be at work while I'm on vacation.
Dimitri and Nava, have you guys, have either of you, or has anybody encountered any hiccups with this, right? Like, I feel like I'm constantly working on this myself, but sometimes it's hard to step away from work, especially when you're in a culture that constantly tells you that your worth, your value is determined by your ability to produce, right? And to demonstrate that you're necessary to capitalism. So I'm not going to lie, I'm just a little bit nervous about whether I'm actually going to be able to step away. So have you guys had any challenges, or how have you handled that?
I'm in a bit of a different scenario because I do have a regular 40+ hour a week and another side hustle.
Right.
And those two are not.
We noted.
Yes, we noted in the beginning. And those two aren't on sabbatical. So I will say that it does provide a bit of relief, because that's one less thing that I have to do during that time frame. So life doesn't feel as anxious or busy or time constrained, because I do have that time back to do other things, and am learning how to, in that sabbatical space, potentially take time off of at least my 40-hour job. So that way I can still decompress a little bit and enjoy the same comforts as my other colleagues. But it is different for me, but it does give me a bit of respite and space to breathe.
That's awesome. Nava, maybe I'll ask you to like, instead, maybe share like the best thing that you've experienced or done on a prior sabbatical. And then I want to hear what everybody's plans are. Although, Demetria, apparently your plan is just
go to work
and look fabulous doing it. So Nava, what's your best experience?
I have many thoughts from all of the questions you've been asking. So I'm just going to share a smattering, if that's okay. I have absolutely never worked anywhere that is committed to rest and rejuvenation in the way that Gladiator is. And I find it to be like radically countercultural in the best possible way. And I think, I feel extremely appreciative that is built into foundational culture of this organization, and that we can experience it and model it for other people. And also, I'm aware that like our type of work, our line of work allows it to be possible for us in a way that would be different for like a direct service organization or like certain other types of organizations who have more like urgent day-to-day like meeting people's immediate needs type of work. And I think those folks in those lines of work still like need and deserve rest. It just might not look like taking a 3-week break where the whole organization shuts down. So I just wanted to note and name that.
Yeah.
The best thing I've done on a sabbatical, I'm not sure, but one thing I'm really looking forward to this year is I'm going to Maine. My partner is from there, so we'll get to see his family, and we're also going to a friend's wedding there. And I think that change of pace will be really good for my brain and rejuvenating. And then Sarah, you asked about like, have there been any tricky parts or challenges? I think I do remember like the last few years, the lead up to sabbatical felt intense, like tying up a lot of loose ends. Sometimes it can put some pressure on those couple weeks. And I don't feel that this year, which is nice. And I think we also do a really good job of intentionally communicating with clients for like literal months beforehand, like letting them know these 3 weeks we're not going to be working. We work that into our project plans. We plan around that. So we do as much as we can to make sure like everyone is on that page. They know it's happening. They know how to reach us if they really, really need to. And it's not a surprise.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. See, this is why every organization, every team needs a Nava, because
Cosign.
I mean, for a billion reasons, not just this, but also because while I'm like, teasing Dimitri about how gorgeous she is, Nava's like, oh, we need to actually make these couple of points really important, that we bring it back to what's, yeah. Thank you for keeping my scattered brain on track. So we've got a few minutes left. So what is everybody planning? What are your plans? Who wants to go first?
I will go first. So one of the, bonuses of owning the company is that the sabbatical happens over my birthday.
It's almost like having a parade on your birthday.
That's mean. That's a low blow right there.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. But slightly lower impact on, taxpayer burden, and also a little less totalitarian. So
yeah, I gotcha. So I am excited to celebrate my birthday, and then have a long overdue Christmas present to give to my daughter, which is a trip to Chicago. So we are taking the train up to Chicago, and we're going to do all the like touristy things and probably eat at all the places that a 10-year-old child will want to enjoy. And then actually have some projects around my house. Demetria is aware that last year I bought my house and moved into this home over sabbatical. And in the 1 year that I have lived here, I have painted approximately one room. And so there are some like home projects that I'm excited to do, but I also like dream of reading some of the piles of the books that I have accumulated, and doing some like cooking and napping. I know Amy brings up the naps. Definitely some napping needs to happen.
Amazing.
I am in a show. I do community theater. So I'm in Clayton Community Theater's production of The Graduate. I'm the stripper.
I was going to say, inquiring minds want to know, is it true?
Yeah. I'm doing a burlesque performance as the stripper. So come see me if you're in the area. And then This is so strange because my husband works for a corporation that does power generation repair, and they're never off. But even they are starting to realize you can't work everyone all day, every day, and expect to be productive. So they are closing down for a week. And
wow,
it is amazing. Like
Nice.
even this
Really good.
total capitalistic, money-driven organization is realizing that you need a break. So they're closing it, forcing everyone to take a week off, and we're going to spend time together. And we're beta reading our friend's book. He wrote a fantasy novel, so we're beta testing it. Yeah,
that's awesome. Oh, I'm so jealous. My husband, frankly, if his office closed down, he would probably still go into work, which I try not to do personally. But so as for myself, I will share my plans. I am reminded by Rachel's note that I have a ton of projects around the house that I really do need to get to. I'm one of those people that I always think about it when I don't have time. And then when I do have time, somehow I find myself flitting around or about doing other things. But the only thing concrete I have on my calendar, which I'm hoping to build off of, is my daughter is starting college in the fall, and she has her freshman orientation the beginning of July, just after 4th of July. So we'll probably drive to the East Coast. I've got all my family's on the East Coast, and then I'll drop her off and then hopefully spend a couple of days on my own in that wooded fantasy land that I created for myself. And by the way, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I actually am hoping to do that when I picked that picture out, but it feels like the universe is trying to tell me something, or at least my own brain is trying to tell me something.
Also, I meant to throw this out there. I will be spending a lot of time at my sister's pool, and anyone is welcome to join me.
I'm like waiting for like Nate and Tim to be like, "Oh, we're on the live stream. Let us get our plane tickets."
Come on over, folks.
Oh, you don't have to ask me twice.
Okay.
Just send me the address.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a key. I'm there.
There's a code. You don't even need a key.
Oh, God, amazing.
Amy's sister's like boarding up the house right now as we speak.
She's like, "Sweet, I'm going to be on vacation. Here, let me tell you how to take care of the pool."
Amazing. My lifelong dream has been to have either a pool or to live close enough to a body of water that I can swim in without worrying about contracting E. coli. Which, when you live in the state of Missouri,
yes,
it's kind of a crapshoot. No question.
River City for a reason.
Crapshoot, get it? No? Okay. Okay. Well, we are definitely running out of time, and I will make an abrupt transition from.
Wait, no, we still have to hear Demetria.
Demetria said she's working.
I know, but she's got to be doing something fun also.
Okay, Demetria, please tell us something fun that you're doing.
Working.
And you will also be celebrating.
I'll have a birthday, I guess, in there somewhere.
Your birthday? When is it?
Rachel is the birthday celebrator. I am not. It happens, and then there's another day after that. So, but it's July 1st. I'm not doing anything. I might go to the racetrack.
Okay.
That's fun. That is fun.
The racetrack. Like
I've
horses?
Horse racing? Yes, I want to bet on the horses.
Huh.
I think it would be cool. Like, I'm gonna get
Sure.
I don't know,
Sure.
maybe
that like the racetrack around where we live, they don't like get dressed up all fancy Kentucky Derby like, right?
Oh, I'm dressing up in Collinsville.
I want to go. I have a hat. I have a fashion.
Guess what? You're having a birthday party. Congratulations.
I do want to have a birthday party in the Costco though. And I've been very vocal about this to many people.
Like the guy who went and like people would, all of his friends were, oh my gosh.
I want to have a Costco birthday party. So if you have a membership, it's exclusive.
Okay, I'm
you
there.
Can't get in if you don't have a membership.
Well, That feels hurtful.
I'm just saying. It's my party. It's exclusive.
We support belonging unless you don't have a Costco membership. Then, sorry.
Maybe you can walk in with somebody who does.
Y'all, I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching this is like, yeah, you ladies all need a break. Like every one of you. Every one of you. Go rest. Go lay down.
Yes. Okay. So, Rachel, I've got a couple of housekeeping things, but before we wrap things up, let the folks know what the actual dates of the sabbatical are for this year.
So we will be going out on sabbatical on June 19th. And the majority of the team will be back in the office on Thursday, July 10th.
Fabulous. And so folks at home know we will all have, the standard email things, we're on sabbatical. As Rachel has told me, it just forces people to really consider, is this the kind of emergency that can't wait a little bit? Probably not. We will have all of this information shared out. It'll be on our social media, so you'll know about it. It shouldn't sneak up on you. And while we're gone, we'll be back with Friday Live, the actual, technical live on Friday, July 11th. But if you miss us, I know it's going to be hard to be gone to miss us for that long. We're going to be gone for a terribly long time. You can check out our prior episodes on YouTube, and we'll also be re-airing a couple of our earlier episodes on each Friday that we're out. One last thing I just wanted to remind folks before we take off is that we are still continuing to work with folks on the ground who are trying to rebuild and recover since the May 16th tornado. There has been some shifting that's taken place. The good news is that I don't want to sound ungrateful. I am personally shocked and very, very pleased, guardedly, that the federal government has actually released FEMA assistance much faster than I expected them to, even though it took an extraordinarily long time, longer than it's ever taken. But the good news about that is that there is now a center at the Chaffetz Center where in South St. Louis, where folks can go to fill out a form. There's lots of assistance to fill out the paperwork. I urge anyone who is seeking that kind of help or who wants to get involved and still support the work that's going on the ground, because there's still a ton of community level support that's needed. Please continue to check out the social media or websites for Action St. Louis and for the Ville. Both of those hubs have kind of shifted in what they're offering. They're no longer up and running every day of the week. They are shifting now into the next phase, and they both have information up there. There's still volunteers needed. There are still supplies needed. There is very, very intense need for skilled laborers who can offer support. So please check out those two locations.
I also need to shout out that our friends at Power for STL and the Brick are still out at Fountain Park. Dr. Punch is making sure that community members have a space for healing, for rest, for experiencing and letting trauma move through the body. So that is still happening also.
Yeah. Incredibly important. So please don't forget about the fact that this is a marathon, right? Folks are going to need us to be there to help them rebuild, and we need to continue to follow the lead of the folks who are on the ground as they figure out what comes next for the North St. Louis community. So we will see you all live again on Friday, July 11th. Check us out. All of the information that I just mentioned about the tornado support and all of the info on our prior Friday lives are on our social media. And until then, we'll see you all soon.
Happy summer,
sabbatical. Happy Friday.